Mount Elgon is a volcano in the western part of Kenya on the border with Uganda. This area has been the scene of violent clashes since mid-2006. Tens of thousands have been displaced, and people remain in great need and in suffering.
The population of Mount Elgon has been stuck in a conflict for close to 2 years, mainly between armed groups such as the Sabaot Land Defense Force and the Kenyan government over issues of land reallocation. Now, the result has been an extremely traumatized population, multiple displacement in areas which are extremely severe, cold weather, difficult to reach due to the lack of infrastructure and so on. And now this population really is in need of a global assistance, which is more than just medical aid and basic relief.
Jane is a mother of 7. She was forced to flee high up the mountain after being attacked by the SLDF, the Sabaot Land Defense Force militia.
The land Sabaot came at night as thieves and killed people and disappeared. When killing people, they stolen their properties like ngombes, clothes, maize, and so on.
Families have been separated by the clashes. Many have been subjected to atrocities, mutilation, and loss, and live with fear and harsh conditions.
The major points you are having here, one major point is starvation of food, school, too cold, children need warm clothes. There's no activities here like digging, weeding. There's no work here. There's nothing.
MSF launched medical and humanitarian relief activities in Mount Elgon in April 2007. Together with the Kenyan Ministry of Health staff, MSF teams provide free medical care in a health center, but also through mobile clinics reaching out to more isolated people who fled both up and down the mountain. Beyond the daily cases of respiratory infections, diarrhea, or even malaria linked to poor living conditions, MSF teams also treat many victims of violent trauma. Over the past year, there has been little respite from violence for civilians in Mount Elgon. Trapped between the violence from both sides, patients have sought care from MSF for injuries from beating, whipping, and torture inflicted by both the militia and the Kenyan forces.
Waliwacha watoto na bibi, mimi tu ndio nilienda. Wakaambia bibi, wewe sahau bwana yako sasa. Huyu ni maiti. Mimi nikaenda na hawa tu nikijua mimi nimekufa. Kufika huko mahali walinipeleka ndio nikaona wananiingiza kwa kanyumba fulani, wakaniambia sasa hapa ndio wanachinjianga watu. Mimi nikaona hapo chini kuna watu 2 wamekufa kitambo na hakuna vichwa vimewekwa kando tu. Na ngawaje vile tulikuwa tunafika kwa hiyo nyumba sikujua tunaenda wapi, sababu nilikuwa nimefungwa maji uso. Sasa kufika kule ndio nikaona hiyo watu na nikaona kweli nimekufa.
In March of this year, the Kenyan Army and police launched a major operation in Mount Elgon to crack down on the militia. The number of people who suffered violent trauma peaked. Of the 365 victims treated by MSF in the first 5 months of 2008, some 90% were injured since the launching of the military operation.
Halafu Kapkoto, huko tukatolewa manguo na tukapigwa, halafu tukapata mateso ile ambayo siwezi nikaelezea sana, lakini baadaye tukaachiliwa. Tulipoachiliwa tukaja sasa nyumbani. Tulipoachiliwa tulikuwa watu wengi na tulikuwa tumepigwa mpaka manguo zilikuwa zimepasuka zote.
Since mid-May, the situation has returned to relative calm. Some displaced people have gone back to their homes and farms, yet often find themselves living with next to nothing. While MSF provides free healthcare, displaced people continue to struggle to cope and urgently need increased assistance beyond medical aid alone. More relief organizations need to step in, and indiscriminate violence towards civilians has to end so that they can live in a safe environment and eventually rebuild their lives. As long as violence is met with more violence, without addressing the root causes of the conflict, the suffering of the people of Mount Elgon will continue.